So I'm at 549 East, 1200 North in Shelly. This is on the west side of Shelly, between the city of Shelly and I-15. Got a county road going by here. This road is not lit at all. You have that corner there. Imagine if someone wasn't paying attention, they could run off the road there fairly easy and end up possibly in your yard or the neighbor's yard. Fence does not look like it's damaged, so doubt that happens that often, but I know I have seen cars on similar curves, especially in the wintertime when it's icy. Someone's not paying attention. I've seen cars that end up in the ditch. So it's 4:45 p.m. so I'm going to start outside while I've got daylight, and then we'll work inside. You've got a gravel driveway that goes to pavement. You can see the Suburban parked there with an extra probably 10 feet of space in front. You could get two cars side by side on that driveway. It leads to the two-car garage. You've got a brick facade down below, and then it is aluminum siding up top. One thing that would be a concern of mine is looks like the original shake roof. I see a lot of pine needles and stuff up there. I don't see moss or anything like that, but that style of roof is definitely not preferred. It also can be a fire hazard. So that'd be something I'd look at closely. And if it was me, I'd budget for a replacement or try to work that into an offer. So they've got a little two-car shop building here. Looks like a driveway that goes back to the pasture behind. Looks like a big burn pile there. Got some trees. So it's a second driveway. So there's the driveway to the house. This is the driveway to the shop here. Let's take a look in here. So it does have power, although no lights seem to be coming on. From those switches anyway. It does have a 220 outlet. And looks like a thermostat there. Is there a heater? Oh yeah, there is in the corner. So probably a propane or natural gas heater there. Small chicken coop. Looks like that goes to a little chicken run outside. Probably have that in here to keep chickens warm in the winter. This is about your typical two-car garage size. Looks like the doors open probably to 8 feet. They're manual doors, no power door lifters. This is, okay, so there's a gas line coming in. I saw the electrical cord, thought maybe it was electric, but that's most likely for the fan. Yeah, so heat out here. Let's see if this turns the lights on or not. It does have these halogen overhead 8-foot halogen lights. But power might be turned off out here because they're not coming on with any of the switches. So there's the shop. Plenty of room to expand the shop or pave this area here. You've got probably close to a half acre of just the house, the yard, the shop, the side yard and backyard here before you get to the pasture. Here's that chicken run. We've got some slats up top where we keep critters out of there, raccoons and birds of prey that might attack the chicken. So they've got a couple stalls here. Kind of rough built with some railroad ties and 2x4s. Some fence posts kind of scabbed together. Let's see what this shed building is here. Okay, so off the back of the shop, they've got another bay here with a dirt floor, a horse crap floor. got tire marks in there. I wonder if this is where they kept the tractor. They definitely kept manure in there. So this shed here, I think it's just a shed. Yeah, it's not a well house. There's no power out here. So just a shed, storage shed. It's got a hole in the wall there, some holes up above. So nothing fancy, just a storage shed. Seems to be in good shape other than a couple of holes. So the 3 acres, I imagine, would go all the way back to that fence back there. We'll do a quick lap around, put you in the 1x zoom here, give you the best perspective on how big things are. I do notice the lot is built up pretty high, like it was leveled at one point, because you get this berm that drops down into the neighbor's lot on the other side of it, almost like, yeah, there's a rolling hill there, almost like they filled this in to level it. Got a barbed wire fence across the top. The other side is lined with pine trees. Seeing some sprinkler lines run throughout there. I don't know if you can see those. I'm seeing clover in the grass here. It looks like to me. Yeah, and then the lot just kind of slopes down to this corner. Now here they've got an additional wire mesh in front of the barbed wire. And there's quite a bit of horse droppings in this whole area back here. Some busted pipes. Kind of burn pile area back here. That backs up to, looks like an alfalfa field, would be my guess. So this is looking east back towards Idaho Falls, would be up that way. You can see the mountains there. I think Mount Taylor, I think that's what that's called. There's got a little bit of snow on it today. So that's the adjacent lot. So looking back at the house, it's kind of a long, narrow rectangle lot here. As far as pasture goes, it is nice. The house is towards the front of the lot and the entire back is all pasture, so it's not broken up. Some properties, you see the way the house is laid out kind of breaks the property up, where you don't have any one big pasture area. That's not the case here. The house definitely has its place up front. And then this is all just wide open ground back here. Nice thick row of trees on that side for privacy, on this side as well. It's nice that they're evergreens. We've got poplar trees lining our road. And right now they're bare, the leaves are gone, so you can see right through them. So the evergreens, yeah, give you good privacy year round. Take a look at the neighbors on this side. There's a ditch behind us here. Doesn't look like it's active. Zoom out so you can see it. It doesn't look like there's been water in it for a while. So there's probably a pump that was put in somewhere that brings water to the land. There's the neighbors. Not much to see on this side, just the trees. Lots of horse droppings. It's funny, you can see I imagine that's the trees that are keeping the grass dead right there. Because yeah, there's almost looks like an artificial or man-made line where the grass stops and the dirt starts. Hearing a little bit of road noise, but it sounds far away, and right now it is rush hour, so this will be the loudest time of the day, and it is quiet. Another look back across. Excuse me. I'll have to look at a plat map. It seems like the property from the house, I think that's the neighbor's truck and shed there. It's almost like the property line jogs over from here and then heads back to the road from there. Fence here is just the square mesh down below and just one strand of barbed wire across the top. Fencing here needs a little bit of help. So, okay, so here's the line that goes into that heater. And it is just exposed here, so it's probably made to hook a propane tank up here, I'd imagine. There's a pipe coming out of the ground there, so I wonder, I doubt there's a gas line coming through that pipe. That would be odd, but yeah, probably set up for a propane tank there. So the back of the house, you've just got these cement stairs that come down to gravel. Plenty of room to build. You could build a pretty awesome deck where there's no windows here. This is your garage. It'd be a great spot to have a covered awning coming off. You wouldn't be blocking any daylight coming into the house doing that. And the ceiling or the roof is high enough where, yeah, you could pave this or put a deck here and have a real nice covered patio looking over your backyard. So let's go inside, check it out in there. Brick chimney, everything looks to be in good shape. I don't see any pieces falling off of it from down here anyway. Just have a vent here. So inside, first of all, the front porch, cement stairs. This is sloped, noticeably sloped away from the house, which is better than being sloped towards the house, but where it's covered, it seems like it's sloped more than it needs to for runoff. Get a door into the garage there, and then your big window into the living room. These are aluminum frame windows. The three I can see from here are all aluminum frame. They're dual pane, but the aluminum can be drafty. So you come into the living room here. It's very echoey in here, the hard floors. A lot of light on can lights. This looks like a newer vinyl plank flooring. This is a pretty good sized living room, and there's no, it's just the corner here, no doors. So really you have a hallway that are there, but the rest of this is all good usable space. Probably 12 or probably like 14 by 18. So yeah, good usable space there. They must have just painted. I'm noticing the light covers off here. Hallway down to the bedrooms there. Got a coat closet here, and then come into the kitchen dining room. So get some lights on here. So the kitchen, we've got granite countertops on this side with kind of a smaller pinkish granite pattern. And this is also granite. Maybe this might actually be man-made. Yeah, this is actually pretty convincing, but it is laminate on this side. Slightly different pattern. Actually, quite a bit different pattern. Oak cabinets. Nothing fancy there, just your standard oak cabinets. Some nickel handles there. Toaster. Appliance garage, I think they call that. Your toaster and blender and stuff. It's got a fridge. Smells a little bit, not too bad. But definitely smells like it's not been used for a while. There's power outlets under here. And then this space, I'm not sure what that would be for. So you've got a dishwasher back here. You've got, I think they call it a vegetable sink there. And you've got your main sink here. It's a pretty standard L shape with an island. It's a big kitchen. Give you the full view here. And then the island has this elevated eating bar. Kind of bugs me a little bit. I would rather have it all the same level and just have lower bar stools. But it works the way it is. No pantry, you just do have these large cabinets here with the pull-out drawers. Serve as your pantry, I imagine. Built-in shelving there. Excuse me. This door goes out to the garage. So I can get a light on out here. Let's see, a light switch is probably in the house. Pretty standard 2-car garage. Nothing really noteworthy out here. There's the light switch here. You have your panel here. It's a 200 amp panel. There's this big, I wonder if that's an old fuse box or what that is. Yeah, that is what that is. Wow. Interesting. So I wonder how that works. I think because the meter's there, the meter must go into that fuse box and then go into the panel. I wonder why they have the fuse box and a main breaker. That's odd. Sprinkler controls. This door goes out to the side yard, out to the shop and driveway. That locked. So yeah, pretty standard. It's a square, probably 22 by 22 square garage. Maybe a little bit deeper than it is. I guess if you count this, it's probably a little deeper than it is wide. And you've got this other door that goes to the front porch there. Okay. So that's the garage. I noticed off of the kitchen there's another living area. Okay, there's the stairs. Looks like unfinished basement. So you got dining room here with a couple of odd doors that go to this other room. This might be a supporting wall. That might be why they left a piece of it there. Here's your door to the back. Yeah, I could see a really nice deck being built where that gravel is. And overlook it. May get a great view of the mountains from back there. I could see that being a really nice spot to hang out. In the kitchen, you've got these slate tiles, ceramic tile maybe, about 12 by 12 squares. And then it goes back to this vinyl plank, same as the front room there. Okay, so this is that vent we were seeing in the chimney. This looks like it's a pellet stove. That's what I thought based off that vent. So if that works, that probably puts out quite a bit of heat. Probably heats most of this main level. Laundry here. Like your washer hookup. I think that's what, hot, cold, and the drain. So that'd be the washer. And then you just have this box there for power. I wonder if that's meant to be for the dryer, or if that's capped off and they move laundry somewhere else. We shall see. Let's check out the bedrooms back here, and then we'll go downstairs. So back to the main living area, coming down the hall. Got a linen closet. That's close enough to the kitchen where if you wanted to use it for extra pantry space, you could. If you did that, I'd probably flip the door around where it opens that way, because this is a pretty narrow hallway. So if you were in the kitchen trying to get things out, it might be easier if I open the other way, or leave it as a linen closet. So the same floor continues throughout. It looks like this entire level, other than the kitchen, which is nice. It's consistent. No carpet. And here you've got this interesting green board and batten with a wallpaper printed brick pattern. And this is a bathtub sized shower, so there's no wall on that. Just a walk-in shower. Tiled floor to ceiling. I'm seeing some gaps in the flooring that should be caulked. Same with that piece of trim along the bottom. I don't notice any water damage or staining, but this might have just been done recently. So the vanity, it's kind of got this Art Deco style glass cabinets on it. It's a man-made countertop, but it's a hard surface marble type countertop. And this has a pocket door. So moving along, first bedroom here. We've got a thermostat here. I'll double check the listing. I think it's ceiling cable heat. So don't see any baseboards. I'm pretty sure it's ceiling cable. Small closet there. Pretty standard sized bedroom. You can get your twin bed and a bedroom set in here. Then you got this kind of weird jog around this corner into this back bedroom here. And there's the light. Okay, so this one's more of a rectangle, a little bit longer and narrower than the other one. And that's funny, they did the opposite colors of the trim on the wall. So this faces the front of the house out to the road. Pretty standard bedroom layout. The opposite trim, again, it's funky. Thermostat here, these look like original thermostats to when the house was built. Another linen closet there. So I would probably use this as a linen closet and use that front one as pantry space. This would be the master bedroom. As far as master bedrooms go, it's a little bit on the smaller side. Just a standard closet there. I bet you could get, it's probably 11 or 12 feet wide. No, probably not even that, probably 10 or 11 feet wide. You could probably get a king bed here where you got the closet there. You'd probably want to shift it to the side a little bit to have room to get that closet. You could probably get a small nightstand on either side. And then a dresser right here is really the only way to lay it out without having your bed underneath the window. So, and then this window I notice is fogged over pretty bad. So you got failed seals in that, and again, this is the aluminum frame. So I would be looking at replacing the roof and replacing the windows at some point. This trim is just busted away from the wall. That's strange. I don't know what's going on there. Pretty small master closet. This is a narrow door. My shoulders are touching the door. Looks like a new vanity, new toilet. You're definitely doing the shuffle to get in and get the door closed. And then your master shower is missing a handle. This is tiny. You can turn it around, you can see. I wouldn't fit, so if you go sideways. So it's small, it's probably 24 by 48. And low ceiling too. So, yeah, it looks like tile all the way around. It's missing some caulk in the corner, or it's cracked a little bit. So, not ideal, but it's a shower, I guess. No handle to slow that door down. All right, let's go look downstairs. So far, I like the property on this one. I like the location. I like Shelly a lot. It's a nice, quiet area. You're still a 15-minute drive into Idaho Falls, so you're so close to town. I do like the view out here. I'm sure you get awesome. You can see the sunrise kind of this way. The sunset, you're not going to see it too much because the tree's there, but I'm sure throughout the day and throughout the seasons you get some awesome views. Excuse me, over the hills there. So far the house, there's really nothing too crazy about it. I don't know any weird smells. It is a little bit, the rooms are a little bit smaller than some of the other homes we've seen. Then you got unfinished basement. And I'm trying to find evidence of whether it was ever finished. Because if it was finished and then torn apart, usually that means there was some flooding. I don't see, I'm looking for like nails or screws into the studs. I don't see any of that. So I don't know that this was ever a finished space down here. Ceiling's insulated. Walls are insulated all the way around. So this would explain the little bit lower price. Having the unfinished space. So this room has some flooring. That bugs me that the pattern doesn't match. Oh, this isn't even flooring. This is like it's like a real thin roll-on vinyl. So it'd be easy to pull up and put something else down or just leave it. And that's kind of oh, these are LED lights. I wonder if they had like a gaming room or something in here. It's an LED strip that goes all the way around. And then you can see the studs and the insulation, cement foundation, and then your aluminum frame windows, and there is a window well out there. A small child could probably get out that window. I know I could not. So if you were using these as bedrooms, I would probably just, if you're replacing those windows anyway, cut that out and just put a bigger actual egress window there. Get some plumbing coming down here. So you got a hot and a cold stubbed off there. You got a couple of drain lines coming down. So you could, I'm trying to figure out how you'd put a bathroom here. I guess you just frame it in here and come over. But it looks like where the drains are lined up, I guess there's no toilet. Oh, maybe this is a toilet drain here. Yeah, I bet that's what that is. So toilet here, shower here, sink there. Possibly. I'm not sure. But there's plumbing there, so you can do something with it. No bulb in that fixture. Here's your water main coming into the house. It's copper. Looks like a 1-inch line. So that's good. It's not galvanized, so also good. And then back this way. Okay, here's where they got washer and dryer set up. So hot, cold. There's your power for the dryer. Here's your dryer vent. And yeah, there's a drain back in there. So this is where they were doing laundry. Down here, they just got one big, long electric baseboard heater. So yeah, the way it's set up, you could get, I mean, they've got one bedroom kind of already framed in, already partially finished right there. You could get a second bedroom back in this corner. You could get a bathroom here. Keep this as utility and storage and laundry. And then you've got this room here, which would make a nice family room or TV room, movie room. In addition to the two other rooms you have upstairs. So definitely some potential to add some pretty usable square footage down here for sure. Kind of similar to that repo house that we went and looked at, or the trustees sale. Obviously not as new and not quite as big as that house, but yeah, similar in that it's got the unfinished basement, I guess. I'm trying to find out how this light came on. Not sure. Maybe this one of the switches upstairs turned it on. Okay. Yeah, all in all, I like the property and the location a lot. The house isn't bad. Looks like vinyl windows back here. But most of the windows are the aluminum. You get the old shake roof. Kitchen's nice. It's a lot of space in here. You could have a ton of people in this house and room for everyone to spread out. And you'd feel just fine, especially, like I said, if you built a deck out there, you'd have quite a lot of gathering space. The master bedroom is pretty small. That master bathroom is very small. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, really not much else to note. The outbuildings are a little worn, like they definitely used them for horses. So the fencing, that shop, definitely some wear and tear on those buildings. But other than that, it's not a bad house at all. So I will send this your way. Let me know what you think.